Yeah, well, basically I was just out with my young lad. It was his first time trick-or-treating, so yeah, basically we were just sort of going to go around a couple of streets and then sort of bring him back. And as we were going round, it was my wife who'd noticed that, well, she could smell like the burning sort of like house fire, because she'd been in one when she'd sort of like been younger. And so basically I just told her to sort of carry on with the little lad trick-or-treating. I went up the street to sort of go investigate, and yeah, on investigating, found a neighbour running across to the house and banging on the windows. I asked if anyone was in there. She said she was unsure if anyone was in there or not. So then ran round the back to see the whole back of the house sort of blazing. Found a side door and sort of like thought for a minute, thinking, you know, if you open the door, you know, add oxygen to a fire, it's going to spread, sort of thing. So, but I thought, well, it was the only way I was going to find out, see if anyone was in there. So yeah, basically opened the door, shouted through, is there anybody in there? By this time there was one of the neighbours stood next to me, told me her husband had phoned the fire brigade and they're on the way. And as I opened the door and shouted through, is anybody in there? I could just hear, help me, help me. So I couldn't see anyone because of the smoke and things, but I knew that there was probably about 10 metres away probably. So I knew that I could, well, assessing the fire and everything, I was looking at the roof and the light fitting started dropping out, and I was thinking she hadn't got long in there really. So it was basically, if I didn't act now, I don't think she'd have made it really. So basically just ran in, eventually found, sort of like grabbed her, and then just made my way out as quick as I could really. And then sort of like as I was coming out, just saw light fittings popping out the ceiling left, right and centre. So yeah, and then sort of took her across to one of the neighbours' houses, who those two neighbours across the street were excellent, quick responding, and really, if it wasn't for them, you know, the house could have been a lot worse as well. So that was it really, sort of just got to safety. At the time I think it was just adrenaline. I was going off adrenaline, and it was to hear somebody else's voice inside, and I was thinking, you know, like, I wouldn't have been able to live with my own conscience if I wouldn't have acted or done anything, you know. So really it was just off the spur of the moment, just sort of thought I can do this, do you know what I mean? So I just ran in and did it, and I suppose it wasn't till afterwards when I was walking up the path and I'm seeing the wife and the little lad sort of like at the end of the garden, thinking, and hearing all the like bits crashing inside and thinking that could have been a lot worse.